Hi, Jamie. Hi, Sue. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Shar.
It's 7 o'clock.
How is everybody tonight? Hey, B. Hey, Sharon. Jamie, Sue, Catherine. Hi, how are you? Oops.
Hi, April.
My phone is wanting to talk to us now. Let me see if I can turn Siri off. He can hear me. I'm doing okay. I was feeling a bit puny over the weekend, but I'm feeling better today. Hi, Patricia. Going to give everybody just a couple minutes to get in here. Hi, Kathy. I scared you? And of course, we're going to play Winner Winner Chicken Dinner tonight. I am not going to go on camera simply because I felt really bad over the weekend. And I took a shower last night and laid down and fell asleep. And my hair looks like it's sticking straight up. I look like one of these teenagers running around with my hair all spiked. So I am not going on camera. I've been designing for 2 days and time got away from me. I was going to go wet my hair and redo it and do my makeup, and I looked up and I'm like, I don't have time. Hi, Gerald. Okay, we got a few people in here. I do, Kathy. I don't want to scare what few people I have off. But anyway, we're going to play Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. As we all know, the knife blade got released in the last week, and mine arrived on Saturday. Um, oh, is it doing that again, Sue? I'm sorry. Maybe I can turn it up a little bit. Is that better, Sue? I forgot to mute my desktop. Maybe that's why it's doing that. Yeah, I got mine Saturday, but I was in such a hurry to order mine that I didn't add anything to my cart. I forgot my chipboard, my leather, forgot all that. So I went back in and ordered it. Um, hmm. Well, hopefully it'll straighten out here in a minute, Sue. I hope so anyway, because everything looks good on the stream so far. I've got a full green bar of stream help. But anyway, I ordered my chipboard. I've got my knife blade Saturday, and I don't have anything to cut. I have nothing to cut. Well, I take that back. I cut up some cereal box. Like I said, I've been designing for 2 days. I set up a file. It took me about 14 hours to set it up, but we have a goodie coming. So before we get any further, Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. Today's winner, because I haven't gone to the store to pick out any prizes, are going to get to pick any 3 embossing folders from my store that they want. And of course, they're going to get their $1 million bar. So, your $1 million bar, that's what you're going to get. Let me transition over. You're going to get your $1 million bar, and you're going to get any 3 embossing folders that you want from my store. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I feel better today. So let's go over to Winner Winner Chicken Dinner and get that out of the way, and then we'll carry on with some design space questions that anybody might have. Yeah, that is pretty, isn't it? Okay, guys. Remember, as always, wait until I give the 3, 2, 1 count before you answer. Hi, Alice. Hi, Claudia. Anybody that answers before I get the 3, 2, 1 out gets disqualified. So just wait until I give that count. Will the Cricut knife blade fit my Explorer machine? Yes or no? 3, 2, 1. Go. Way to go, Kathy. Kathy is our winner. No, it will not fit your Explorer machine. It will not fit anything but the maker. It is only for the maker. So, Kathy, if you are a Patreon supporter, I have your address. If not, message it to me, and I will get and the 3 embossing folders that you want out of my store, and I'll get that out to you. And I want to give a special thanks to the moderators. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for all the help that you give me. And thank you to all my Patreon supporters as well. You make the giveaways possible, so thank you very much. And let's switch over to, I'm just going to close this. I opened up enough Design Space windows so I could just close them out. Kathy Deerking had a, I hope I'm saying that right, Kathy, had a question about Sure Cuts A Lot and Design Space. Because in Sure Cuts A Lot, we have a puzzle generator. If I can find that right here. In the effects. So you can click on the puzzle generator and it will pop up and you can tell it how big you want this. Depending on what your project size is. So if, Kathy, do you have your measurements of the size that you're going to use? Hi, Elise. I'm giving it just a second to see if Kathy can tell me what size her puzzle is. I know you said you were doing a birthday invitation on that shoebox that we did. And that's about 6 inches by, no, 4 by 6. Sure Cuts A Lot B is a program that you see on your screen here. It helps complement Design Space. It gives us tools that we don't have in Design Space, such as this puzzle generator. We don't have anything in Design Space that will do it to us. There are for us. We have a couple of small puzzles in there, but we don't have anything to customize with. Like she has an 8 by 10. So if her width is 8 and her height is 10, I can tell that we want in there. If you want a corner radius, if you want it to be rounded, you can put that in there as well. And then you tell it how many columns you want. And for this, Kathy, I'm just going to say 6. We'll do 6 and 6. Let's do 6 and 8. And let's update it. And that's what the puzzle will look like. If you noticed, I got the rounded corners on it by doing this radius, okay? So if you don't want that on there, you can take that off. But you're just going to say, okay, and then it's going to put it in here. You don't need to really do anything else, okay? So now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to File, and I am going to export it, okay? And B, I'll show you a couple more things that are in here. I mean, you've got curved text, you got barrel roll, you got title crawl. There's so much that you can do. This program is worth it just for the text tools that you get. But I'm just going to save this to my desktop and save it. And then you're going to get your little pop-up here that says, okay. That just makes it Design Space compatible. And then I am going to minimize this. And I'm going to come into Design Space. And I know that you said that your measurements were off, Kathy. You could just recreate this the same way with the correct measurements and however many pieces that you want. I'm going to put an image in here. Let's see. Let's just do Yoda. I'm going to insert Yoda here. And I am going to flatten Yoda, okay? Because I want that to be print and cut. And I'm going to change this to 8 by 10. That's close enough. And now I'm going to go to upload. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to browse, and I'm going to my desktop, and I'm going to get that SVG. Okay, and I may have flattened too soon, but that's okay. I'm just going to say this is an 8 by 10, and I'm going to save it. Make sure you tag all of yours and everything as well. I'm going to insert that image, okay? And I did flatten too soon. Let me remember how I did this before. Let me unflatten. I think it's just attach, if I'm not mistaken, but let me see. Move it to the front. Nope, that's not it. I forgot how I did it, Kathy. Let's see. Let me go back into Shortcuts a lot. See, it's clear. That's what I want. Maybe I should do it this way. I just inserted a shape from my library is all I've done. I've picked the rounded square right here. And I'm just going to hold my shift key and I am going to drag that. Actually, I can come over here and make it and take proportions off and change it to an 8 by 10. That should work. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, I know I did this once before, Kathy. It has been a while. Let me file. Did I have to? I'm trying to think if I had to attach it here or not. I don't. Nope, that's not it. I don't want a union. I'm going to leave it like it is. It's not supposed to have any background to it, but when I imported it into Design Space, it did. How did I fix that? Kathy, I may have to research this some more. I know I did it once because I made a puzzle with it. Nope, that's not it. White doesn't print. So if I leave it white, arrange, move this to the front. Align, center, flatten. Nope. I think I do, Sue. I think that might be what I did. When I upload it, browse. Sue may be right. I know that I did this, but it was last December when I did it. Oh, I can't because it's an SVG. Did I save it as a PNG and do it? While I'm working on this, if anybody else has any design space questions, just go ahead and ask, and we will answer those as I'm playing around here. Let's see. I want to flatten that, and I'm not going to worry about where I took those lines off. Arrange, move it to the front. Oh, I think I remember how I did it. I think this is what I did, Kathy, because it was, I want to change that back to cut. That's what I did. I didn't use an image. I came in here and I changed it to a print, and I went to patterns, and I uploaded my photo. I'm pretty sure this is what I did. Yep, that's what I did. There you go. Hi, Kiona. That's what I did. I knew there was a way to do that because you didn't have to do anything. And then all you have to do is edit your photo and stretch it out till it fits into your picture frame so that it's not tiled. That's how you do it. I knew there was a way. You have to upload your photo into that you're going to use for your puzzle into patterns. So what you would do is go to upload, and over here on pattern field, that's where you're going to upload your photo. You should be able to add text to it and then flat. I think so. I don't think there's any restriction there. You just have to, at that point, I believe, flatten it. Oh, I've got my bar in the way, excuse me. If I can get it to move. Wants to be stubborn. Yeah, you just put your text on there, Kathy, and then flatten it. There you go. There are a few puzzles in Design Space, Kathy, but they're limited. I think there's like a 9-piece, something like that. And then there are several steps that I had to go through to get my pattern on those as well. But this is really easier. I just couldn't remember how I did it because, like I said, it was last December when I did it. But it's basically pretty straightforward. You go in there and tell it how many pieces you want it to be and what size you want it to be and how many rows and columns you want. You import it in, and then you put your photo in as a pattern, and you change this to print and cut. So what it's going to do is it's going to print this puzzle, and just like you see it, and then it's going to come in and cut everything in between. And just remember, guys, if you're going to be using that on the knife blade, that your smallest area to cut needs to be 3/4 of an inch, 0.75. So make sure that your pieces are big enough if you're going to do a puzzle. You don't want to do a bunch of tiny little pieces in there. Kathy, Sure Cuts a Lot is a paid program. It is, I believe, $43.98 through SVG Tools. I have a link for that. And you get a $6.99 Dreaming Tree gift card. However, if you are a mobile user, I don't know if all the functions are available because it is Sure Cuts a Lot 3. There is a $9.99 app that you can use. So I don't have a link for that. You just have to download Sure Cuts a Lot with the app. I think it's, in my opinion, it's a little slow. The desktop version is better, but you're going to pay for it. I don't know if Inkscape has a puzzle generator. But yes, Escal is so worth the money. Like I showed the guys in the Patreon group the other day. Let's just go to a new. I don't want to save that. I just want a new. No, I don't want to save. If you wanted to do Star Wars, you can go. You're just going to come in here. This is how simple and quick the text tools are in Shortcuts a lot, guys. You're going to click on text and hold it down and select the one that you want. And we're just going to do a regular text, okay? And I am just going to type Star Wars. That's all I'm going to do. And I don't know why it's white, but it is. My window is a little bit big for this screen. Let's see. There we go. Well, I guess I better select it to do that. I just typed in Star Wars and I did it in small caps. Let me just start over. I want to cap that and I want it to be a color. There we go. And I'm going to type Star Wars. Okay. Now I'm going to hit my select at the top corner. This is your arrow. And I am going to do a shadow layer. And now I have a shadow layer on my Star Wars. And I'm just going to make it a color so that you guys can see it and it stands out a little bit better. So there's my Star Wars. I wasn't looking for that. I want something you guys can see. Okay, here is your Star Wars. You have everything. You have a shadow layer, but I can come up here to Effects. I've selected it. Come up here to Effects, and I can do a title crawl. And boom, there's your Star Wars effect. How easy is that? You can change the angle and the height and all of that stuff to it, but I mean, there are so many different things that you can do with Escal. And all you're going to do is just to save that as an SVG, you're going to come to File, Export, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And then you're going to get this little pop-up here, and it's going to save Design Space Compatible. Just say, okay, you're done. Now all you have to do is go into Design Space, and I'm going to close this. We're not going to go over all the tools that are in there because there are a ton. But I can come over here into Design Space, and I'm going to click Upload, Upload, Browse. There's my SVG that I just made. I'm going to save it. Yes, it is much easier than Inkscape all day long. Inkscape is confusing to me. I don't know if it is to everybody else, but to me it is. And you can see that it's separated, and you can stop that by selecting everything before you save and grouping it. You just have to group it, and it will come in all grouped together. But it is grouped, but you can arrange it and have it there. But you can now size this to any size you want. Not only do you have all shadow layers, but you can do as many as you want. You can do a blackout layer and have a blackout layer behind this. You can keep going. So Shortcuts a Lot is a fantastic tool, and you can get it there. It's fantastic. It's a great complement to your Design Space. There are so many things that you can do with it. Okay? And like I said, if you get it from that link, then you're going to also be able to get a $6.99, I think it is, Dreaming Tree gift card. So, tons of stuff you can do with that, guys. Does anybody else have any other Design Space questions? So we covered what SCAL can help you do, and we covered Kathy's issue about the puzzle generator. And there's also, in case some of you guys are interested in the rhinestones, it's in SCAL. You can turn an image into a rhinestone template. Just a few clicks. Hopefully one day we'll have most of these already in Design Space, because we did get the curved text, so we have that already. But one day maybe we'll have all these other tools that will give us these other things. Yes, Char, rhinestones are in the SCAL. Right here. Can turn it into rhinestones. I don't think I had it selected. Let's see. I don't know what it will do to this. Okay, and then you select whatever size stone it is that you want, whatever is normal, and the shape. And you say, okay, boom. So I knew it wasn't going to do this quite right. It messed up that R. I probably should have selected everything. It looks like I missed it. But there's your rhinestone template. Hi, Beverly. Yeah, you can watch it back from the beginning a couple of hours. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours. Sometimes it's pretty quick, 30 minutes or so. But so far we've just covered winter chicken dinner and a couple of questions people had about SCAL and some of the things that it does for Design Space. But SCAL is extremely easy to use, and I just suggest that you start by tracing. That's just finding an image you like and tracing it and playing around and seeing what each of the different tools do. Yes, Claudia, you had a thing about layering dies. They're very expensive. They are. I'm going to close this out. Maybe not close it out. No, I don't want to save the changes. I can pull it back up. They are extremely expensive to do. If you are looking for layering dies, what she means is they have a die set that will do 2 or 3 different layers. Yes, Inkscape is very hard to learn. I mean, I'm pretty computer literate and I struggle with it. I'll admit it. I struggle big time. But this is pretty easy. I did one of these for Claudia. She was wanting to do like an inset. And you can buy the dies, but they're like 23 bucks a piece. And so to get the 3 dies to get a look that you want, cost about 70 bucks. You can recreate those here in Design Space. So I'm just going to use some text because that's easier, because I don't know if I saved that, Kathy. Let me see if I saved that. Doesn't look like I did. No. That's my library. When you save things that you have worked on, you'll find them under Craft Edge if you haven't exported it. And I think that's what I did. I think I exported it. There we go. I don't know which one it was. I'll use the dahlias. I'll open that. Here's some dahlias that I have done. If you wanted to layer these dies and say have this one that is, let's see if I can break that apart. Ungroup. Say you wanted just a little, you wanted this one, but you wanted a thinner layer on it. I'm just going to put it over here out of the way. I'm just going to copy that one. You can come in here and select this one, right click on it, go to Appearance and add a shadow layer. And you see that I got a fatter layer behind it, and now I have the medium layer. You can click Inset and say OK, and now you will have, oops, it may not work on this one, but you'll get that because it's of the way it's designed. I did one, and I'll show that to you guys for Claudia. But you can do an inset and get, it's just not going to work on these because some of my lines are too thin for them. And get that really thin, teeny tiny one that goes in there on top of it. So that gives you 3 layers for like a layering die, but it's not going to cost you $70. So that's not the one that I did for you. I don't even know if I saved that one. I think that I did. I think that it is in the files for, let's see. It must be strictly for Patreons because I don't see it in there. Let me. And if you're a Patreon, you get access to all of these files and SVGs, things of that nature. Let's see if it's in exclusives. Claudia, I may have only sent that to you. I don't even know if I have it. But you can do layering dies with Surecuts a lot. Like I said, you're just going to do shadow layers. You're going to do an inset layer off of your regular layer, and then you're going to do a shadow layer off the regular layer. That's going to give you the 3 layers that you need. Hi, Beverly. So there are tons and tons and tons of things you can do. So let's go ahead and move. If nobody else has any more questions on Design Space, and if you do, you can ask them throughout. If you have any questions about the knife blade, go ahead and ask those throughout. We're going to switch over to the project camera and put a project together. But before I do, for those of you who did not get that Cuttlebug mystery box and want the fancy rosette, that embossing folder that was in it, I can't give you an embossing folder, but I can give you this file here, and this is design 930-82790, and it is in the description below the video. You don't have to cut pieces off of it like we did because I've already done it. You're just going to glue this up to where that matches, where that score matches here, and then after you've folded it, you're going to glue the other end. So you'll have one that you can do as well by using this file. And we're going to put a card together. Let me get rid of all of this that Jamie shared with me, well, she shared it with all of us. So I added these decorative panels just for my card, but I figured I would leave them there since they were already sized in case any of you wanted to use panels as well. So this is the file that we're cutting, and it is also in the description below. It's file 929999798. And again, thank you very much for the file, Jamie. Now let's go over to the project camera and we'll put this together. This is the embossing folder that we're talking about. It's like a 12-inch folder from that Anna Griffin Cuttlebug mystery box that we had. And the way that this went together is you cut 2 strips, 2-inch strips, and then on one of the strips you cut the end off of each end of it, and that's so that the scores would line up when you glue them together, just the one tab. That way they will all score in the right place. And all you do is you accordion fold it, and I found it easier, guys, to accordion fold everything and then come in here and just push down the center of each one of these where that little Y place was, because where that comes to a Y, it's a peak, everything else is valleys, and you just press them in. And I found it easier to accordion fold everything and then go in and push these in rather than try to fold a little bit at a time. So once you have it folded, and Sue, you're going to love this hack. Hi, Levada. Hi, Wanda. I don't lose my pen anymore. You guys remember I got these little magnets for the cards we did for those purse boxes? I stuck one on my glue. So when I take that off, I don't lose my pen. So I have quit losing my pen now. But we're just going to put a little bit of glue on one end after we've folded it. And you guys can decorate your card any way you want. This card was just the way that I'm decorating this one for this video, because I promised you guys last week I would show this rosette, how it goes together. Oops. Make sure it's glued well. Yeah, I had laid my magnets down and I couldn't find my pen. And as you can see, I've got another one on there. So I was like, where did my pen go? Where did my pen go? And then it dawned on me, I laid it close to those magnets and I found it and I was like, hey, why don't I just stick that to my glue and quit losing my pen? So, and this is where I glued it, and this is what I was talking about. It's easier to fold, do all your folds and then come in here and pull this down. Just easier. And then you're just going to mash it all together. And once you have that, and I am using the Anna Griffin Deluxe paper. This is the Toile Heritage, in case you guys want to know what it is. And then my accent color was the Cricut cream colored cardstock. So once you have your rosette folded, you're just going to flatten it. And then you're just going to bring it into a circle. Well, I say it was easier on the, let me get my pieces ready. Maybe that will help. I cut a tag for mine in Design Space. This is the tag I want to use for the front, but I just cut a little heart. I just used a punch. You can do a circle. I think I put a circle into the, oops, that's backwards. I put a circle into the, you want all your little indented sides to the outside, not inside. But I'm just pulling those together like so into a tiny, nice little neat knot. And I am going to let it go. Put my glue on here, get it ready. This is the easiest way to work with this, guys. And actually, I want that on the back. I glued the wrong one. Just let that sit for a minute, get sticky. making sure I get the right one, and that is right. Okay. Let it get sticky and fold it one more time. I did find it was a little tedious to fold for me, but I don't do a lot of these either. And I'm just going to try to hold this while making sure it's center and getting everything pushed in. And it's okay if I get glue on the top here because I have a layer piece coming on that. But you're just going to hold it. I know, B. I am the only one I know that can sit here and lose my scissors, my ruler, everything, and never get up. And I will lose it all. This would probably, in my opinion, work better with hot glue. I don't know. Like I said, I don't make a ton of the rosettes. I'm just going to use the heart on the back of that. Just want to hold it down and get it stuck. Hot glue is better, Sharon? Yeah, my issue with that is heating up my hot glue gun just for a dab for one little project. That's pretty both ways, though. But then you have the rosette. And this is the decoration that I'm putting. Oh, that's cool. Neat trick, Nancy. Nancy said to put the rosette on the inside of a jar lid and it will hold it while you do that. Great hack. Great hack. See, you guys, a lot of you guys know. And then this is just my layer piece. And I'm just doing this piece up front because we covered it last week. And I'm just going to set that to the side to dry while we do our card. But here were the instructions. And I just told you, as a matter of, you cut two and cut the ends off of one. And then fold it and put it together. Then we have the rest of our card here that Jamie so graciously shared with us. You have a square piece like this with a score. That is your main base. And then you have two accent pieces that go in there. Now you can emboss these, I guess, if you want to. I didn't. I dropped my pen. And I think it's that pen. I don't think it's the magnet. And I'm just going to line these up. Get these as even as I possibly can. You're going to put one in the bottom and one at the top. Hey, that's okay, Nancy, if it wasn't your original idea. I mean, we still share all the hacks that we learn. If we all had to come up with the ideas by ourselves, none of us would be learning anything. That's what we do the YouTubes and stuff for, so everybody can learn. So then your card is going to look basically like this. Okay? Then you have another big square piece. And I found that this one was easier for me to fold in half. It is scored. Fold it in half the other way and then fold it diagonally. And then I did fold it back the other way. And I am going to use, because I broke my paper down right there, there's a little white edge showing because this is not a solid core cardstock. So here's a little hack that I have if you guys run into this. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of a Copic marker. You can use a Spectrum Noir, close to the color of your cardstock. And I know it looks kind of bright now, but Copics, when they dry a little duller, I've noticed. And it'll blend in. It won't stick out as much as the white does. But you need your cardstock to be giving on this because it is a pop-up. So I just going to take care of that, and once it dries, it'll blend in. Then you're going to glue on your accent pieces for this piece, and you'll end up with 2 main squares and 4 triangles in your scores. And all of these pieces were included in the file. The only things that I added extra, and I told everybody, you know, pick out your own embellishments for whatever, because we have Mother's Day, we have graduations, we have birthdays, everything's going on in the month of May. So you may not have wanted to do a Mother's Day card this time. You may have already gotten yours done. And then you're going to have 4 triangular pieces that are going to go on here. Try to fold that so I can see exactly how it goes. Who has the maker and is waiting on a knife blade? Linda, you do? Beverly? Well, I have a project coming up, guys. Most likely, I am not going to do that project live, the first one, because it's very involved, and I may even have to do that video in 2 to 3 parts. But then I do have another project that I am going to do live using chipboard. All of you guys who do not have a maker and you want to do it, I believe the file is going to work for you too if you want to use the craft board, the Cricut craft board. It needs to be good and sturdy. I think it will work for you too. You may have to do some measurement adjusting. I am checking that now because I cut one today. Well, it's a very involved project. So I have, this doesn't even count the decorative pieces, but this is what we have so far. And so I'm going to be working on putting that together tonight to see if all the measurements are right and if it'll work. And then I am going to be cutting it from the chipboard to make sure it works. And it's only going to take 1 pack of the chipboard to do, but I think you guys will think that it's totally worth it. So keep your eyes peeled as soon as I get this mock-up done and I get my chipboard in the mail. Be looking for that. Yeah, there are lots of pieces, and it looks very intimidating, but it's really it's not. It really isn't. It's going to be I think a fairly easy project. I may be speaking too soon, but all the research that I found, it doesn't look that difficult. Just lots of pieces. I'm just putting down the panels on here on this card. This is a really nice card that Jamie shared with us. It goes together relatively quickly once you pick out your embellishments and what you want on it and what theme you want to go with and paper. Putting it together is fairly easy. I have glue on my fingers. I am a messy gluer, but you guys know that already. Same here, Patricia. I'm waiting on my chipboard and my leather, and that's my fault. I got so excited I forgot to order it. So now you should have a piece looking similar to this if you use the blue panels or the extra panels that I added to the file. If you didn't do the extra panels, then yours will be the same color as this. And you should be able to fold it into a square like so. Should fold out just like that. And you want to make sure that you fold it. I fold mine both ways, like I said, just so that it's limber because it's a pop-up card. You don't want it to be stiff. And let's see. I cut out a little mom to go on the front of this here, which I should probably use my Xyron to put this on, but I'm just going to dab a few dots of glue on it and stick it. And then, however you embellished yours, it will be just fine. Put your embellishments on your card where you wanted to put them. And all of the images I'm using, guys, came out of Design Space, with the exception of the rosette, but I created one of those for you guys. But you can put flowers on here, anything you want, really. And this piece was really delicate. I actually did tear one little area, but nobody will know. And I probably don't have that centered, but we're going with it. And if you are using your Creative Station for teeny tiny pieces, make sure you get all that excess glue off of it, or your pop-up is going to stick. But you can just do anything. Birthday, Father's Day, that's coming up. So I have all my embellishments on there, and it will fold up. I don't want it to stick. I know it's not dry yet. So I'm going to give it just a second. Thanks, Catherine. Hi, that's uh, not Harold. Starts with a K. I know that name. Refresh my memory. Kita, yes. I knew it started with a K. I knew that. I didn't want to call you Harold. Okay, once that you've got that good and dry, or you've used your Xyron and you've gotten all your stickies out of it so that it won't stick to itself, you want to put glue on the back side of one of your square areas. Make sure you've got it in the right way, and then you're just going to line that up inside, like so. Okay. And keeping it folded, then you're going to put your glue on this side. And then hold it down and close your card. What have you been working on, Linda? Another quilt? And so now you have your pop-up. Needs a couple of flowers. I think I'm going to do some Nouveau Drop flowers on there. They'll have to dry overnight. Or you could use rhinestones or pearls. Oh, a prom and a wedding dress. That's behind me. I finished all of mine. And now I'm going to glue the rosette, and this will probably do better with dots because it's raised up. I don't think that glue's going to get it, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, it's going to stick right there in the center. Thanks, Kathy. And then you have your medallion. That turned out really cute. I'm really happy with that. And Kathy, you'll get this in the mail with your winter chicken dinner. So, thanks, Jamie. Thank you for the file. Yeah, it wasn't really that long to make. What did we take? 15, 20 minutes after cutout and everything? Because I had everything already cut and ready to go, so assembly wasn't that long. It only took me about maybe 5 minutes to fold that rosette, guys. So that's not going to take you a lot of time. Once you've got that cut, it's going to work out just fine. But it's so pretty. I love that Griffin paper. In case some of you that were late coming in want to know, that was the Toile Heritage Griffin. And you can get that at Cricket. And I used the accent color was the Cricket cream color to go with it. Yeah. I'll give you guys kind of a sneak peek at the, like I said, I don't think I'll go live with this one, but I will, the cigar box, somebody was asking about how to make, they beat me to it. That one we're probably going to do on a live, but this one that I have going, it's not a finished file. So I don't suggest anybody try to cut it or anything yet. But here it is. But it's going to be a keepsake box made out of the chipboard. Let's see. Let me switch over so you guys can see it. This is going to be the top lid. And you will be able to either put in a piece of acrylic if you want, or you can close it up and have a solid top. It is going to have an insert and a base. It is going to be, the lid is going to be connected with actual metal hinges. It is going to have a latch on the front. It is going to have metal legs and probably metal corners on the top. So this is going to be my first project with the knife blade and the chipboard. And then, like I said, I am checking it now to see if you guys who do not have a maker will be able to make this using the like the backing that comes in the back of the cardstock. That kind of chipboard, the thinner stuff. Elise, if you need an envelope, I have several. This one is probably going to take, I'm going to say a 1-inch dimensional envelope. It's a 6x6 card, but you could certainly resize it. Yeah, Elise asked me about the cigar box. The cigar box is going to be, it's kind of similar to this, Elise, except there's a flap that would go here that wraps around to come over the top from this piece, rather than a separate lid that would be hinged. The cigar box wouldn't be hinged. It would be made onto there. Yeah, it is. It's an extremely large file, and I will show you guys a sneak peek of what I mean by that. I mean, you could probably open this file, but without knowing how it goes together, it probably wouldn't do you a lot of good. These are the pieces that hold your chipboard together. So, a lot has involved, and that's just for the lid only. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 or 19 pieces. And that doesn't include the decorative panels because it is decorated inside and out. It will be inside and out decoration. This is going to be one of those $80 or $90 keepsake boxes that you buy off the shelf already made. So that's coming. Does anybody else have any design space questions at all? It is very involved, Wanda, but it's really, it looks like a lot, but it actually goes together pretty easy. And I've had to pull up some other things, so my cigar box isn't showing in there. And in case some of you guys missed some of the things that went on last week, this is our Mom's Day card from tonight. We made the little shoe boxes last week, and you can find these over on the website too, and in the rooms. These will hold a large and extra large t-shirt, guys, if you roll them up. Okay, guys, that wraps it up for tonight. Congratulations, Kathy, our winner chicken dinner winner, and I will get that out into the mail for you. I think it's INPA. I hope I'm saying that right. Kathy INPA. I don't mean to slaughter names. Kathy Deerking, I think. I do have dimensional envelopes, but they are for 5x7s and I think A2s. I will throw one together really quick and I will post it in the room for you guys for this, because I don't think I did a 6x6 dimensional envelope. But we need a square. Yes, I do. Wait a minute. I do have one. Pocket Full of Posies card was square. It won't take me but a minute. I will reconstruct that box. Yeah, I have it. So I've got a square that it will fit for this. I just need to resize it, and I will post it for you guys. Okay, guys, you have a wonderful week. Make sure you keep posting those projects in the room. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Please give me a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, go over to the site. There's a link there that you can click and become a Patreon supporter. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video.